Hey, I'm J.R. Cook, and today we're going to be talking about forgiveness, love, and service. Forgive yourself so that you may forgive others. Love yourself so that you may love others. Love others so that you may serve them. Serve others so that you may find happiness. For us to find happiness, for us to find wealth, for us to find these great relationships that we're after, for us to find the ability to travel around and do what we want, to find the freedoms that we want, to be able to remove ourselves from the lower echelon of experience. By the lower echelon of experience, I mean things that are dirty, things that are unpleasant, mindsets that are unpleasing, hate, resentment, anger, all of these things, treachery, all of these lower vibration, mindset traits that we don't want to experience, but yet sometimes we find ourselves addicted to. In order for us to step out of these lower level thoughts, lower level experiences, we must first forgive others and we must forgive ourselves. And it starts with ourselves. Because where are we today? Where are you right now? What are the facts of your life? Without the story, now we all have a story, right? And the story is, I am here because of this. This happened to me. This person conned me at some point. The government let me down. This group of individuals let me down. My parents, I was born to bad parents. I didn't have the same opportunities that other people had. I'm not smart enough. I'm not brave enough. My skin color is the wrong color. I was born in the wrong country. I was given the wrong education. The government has conned me. All of these different things that we use to justify where we are today. What I'm saying is we need to stop that. And we first need to just take a look at our life first and say, why am I really here? Because if there are people that are doing better than me, that were born in my situation, if there are examples of successes of people that meet my profile, then it's possible for me too. And so I have to take radical responsibility right now and say, all right, it's my fault that I am where I am right now. It's my fault. It's no one else's fault. It's my fault. It's not the government's fault. It's no one else's fault. It's my fault. And then from this place, feel that pain and let it burn for a moment. And then realize, though, that it's time to forgive yourself. Because now is the moment when things change. Now is the moment when you can make a new decision. And in making that new decision, it is enough. Enough is enough. I'm finished with this. Something's going to change. No one's going to change it but me. And I'm going to change it today, right now. And from this place, we can find forgiveness with ourselves. We no longer have to be mad at ourselves for our lack of success in our life because we're doing something to change it. We're doing something to change it, okay? And from that position of strength within ourselves, that position of forgiveness within ourselves, that position of forgiveness from where we are today, we're able to truly forgive others. All the people that we think have trespassed us in our life. And yes, they might have. Someone might have stolen from us. Someone might have scammed us. Somebody might have not fallen through with a deal. Somebody might have dropped the ball on their end of the commitment. People have let us down. But that does no good to be angry at them. Somebody might have done something horrible to you in your life. And I feel that. And I know it's hard to let go of that anger, but that anger is not hurting that individual. It's only hurting you, okay? It's only hurting you. And are you going to allow something that someone else did, a choice that someone else made, to hurt you for the rest of your life? Because that's a choice that you're making. That's a choice that you're making, and you can let it go. So how do you let that go? Well, first, you forgive yourself in the method that I just talked about. And then secondly, you have to just feel it. You can get out a sheet of paper and do it. You can write down exactly what this person did and then realize, you know what? This person was hurting. This was not a happy person. And this person is still carrying around that guilt today. Even if they don't seem like it, even like if they act like they don't. Karma or karmic retribution comes around to everyone. All right, and that person has to live being that person. And that is horrible. That is horrible. A person without ethics, a person without honor, a person without integrity, a person without the ability to make commitments walks a truly treacherous life. And they'll probably die alone someday, okay? So these people that harm us, we cannot allow that to be internalized. We have to forgive them in some way, shape, or form. I don't know if you have some spiritual belief. I don't know if you use whatever tools are available to you. But the easiest way that I found in my life is just, I write it down. I write down exactly what they did, how I feel about that. Then I ask myself, why do I feel that way? And I say, what could be the new story with this? How can I feel better about this? All right? And then at that point, I usually reduce them down to being a miserable person, in my mind at least. And I'm just like, wow, I feel pity for this person. I'm no longer mad at them. They did that because they're hurting. They did that because they're a weak individual. They did that because they are pathetic. And I feel bad at that point to continue to be angry with them. And so I forgive them. And I might even feel a little pity for them. Now, why do we do all of that? Because it reduces our stress load in our body. We're not carrying this subconscious anger around. And that releases tension within our body, and it frees up more mental resources. It frees up more emotional resources to use in a manner that is effective and productive in our own life. It's a huge level up. If we can forgive everyone, it's a huge level up in our pathway to success, okay? And so that's why I talk about it, and I talk about it so in depth. Now, love yourself so that you may love others. What do I mean by that? Take care of yourself, all right? A lot of people want to put others in front of themselves, and there's a lot of religious connotation around that, as love others and putting others first seems to be more noble. But I would argue to the contrary, because if we're not taking care of ourselves, if we're not putting our health first, if we're not putting our emotional well-being first, if we're not putting our finances first, if we don't have good health, then we're not going to have energy. We're not going to have energy. We're not going to have emotional strength, patience with kids, with people in our lives. We're going to be snappy, all right? We might die and put on a burden to our kids. We're not going to have the energy to be a great partner in a relationship. We're not going to have the energy to be the most that we can be for all of the people around us. Health is critical. Money, if you don't have $200 in your bank, you cannot give $200 to your brother when he calls. You cannot give $200 to your sister when she calls. All right? You cannot help people without that abundance. All right? And I would say, just like a bank balance, you cannot give love to others unless you have love to give. I truly believe that. And in self-respect, it goes hand in hand with self-love. With the self-respect that loving yourself and taking care of yourself provides, you'll find that you're able to truly respect others. You'll start to see truths that were once invisible. You'll find things to appreciate about people because you'll understand what it takes to get where they are. Okay? And so taking care of yourself, making more money, having greater health, having a great relationship with yourself will strengthen your relationships with others. Having a strong spiritual bond will strengthen you in so many ways. And so once you are able to truly love yourself, take care of yourself, have a great diet, have a great attitude, you'll have so much more of yourself to give to others. All right? So that's the people at the cash register at the grocery store. That's the people that you talk to on a day-to-day basis in your life, your friends, your families, your extended relatives, your business colleagues. Everyone that you touch will be benefited because you love yourself and that you're a better person because of it. All right? And so that's how you truly love others. It starts internally. We have to, at some point, realize and become the kind of person that we can be in love with. Okay? Now, love others so that you may serve them. Now, the first two steps, I think, are critical. We have to forgive ourselves. We have to forgive others. Like, it's kind of hard to love other people when you're always have in your mind, like, people are out to get me, right? We have the inability to truly be open if there are people that we haven't forgiven yet, right? We're just like, well, people might scam me. It makes me afraid to take opportunities. Or, I'm afraid to get into relationships because somebody cheated on me, somebody was dishonest, so now I don't trust these new individuals, all right? But in forgiving the old individuals, it opens us up to be more open to new individuals coming into our life, all right? So with the forgiving others, and then we're able to love others, and then when we're able to love others, then we're able to truly serve them. And why is that important? Because when we serve others, we find happiness, we find fulfillment, we find significance. We're important. And that's where money comes from too. In service to others, in creating value that people find valuable, they will pay you for that. And I know that a lot of people think, money, why are you talking about money, JR? Money, is the root of all evil, and I disagree. I think the money is just a value system. It's something that was more practical to use than trade and barter. I mean, trade and barter, like that's, it's great. I'm growing a bunch of corn and you're growing a bunch of rice. That's fine if I need rice and you need corn, but what if you don't want any corn and I need some rice? Like, all right, well, I gotta go trade some corn for some beef over here. You need some beef? No, I don't need any beef. All right, I'll go trade some corn for, what do you need? I need beans. I'm like, wow, the beans is all the way on the other side of town. I gotta go get some beans so that I can get some, as you can see, it's like, it's a pain in the ass basically to trade and barter that way. All right, so we came up with coin. All right, we came up with money. Money is not the root of evil. Money is just a convenient way to handle value, okay? Because, all right, well, I can sell corn to anyone. So I sell the corn, I just buy the beans, we're good, okay? Serve others so that you may find happiness. Serve others so that you may find happiness. Now, that isn't just money, all right? It's not just money. I mean, money won't make you happy. Money will just amplify you for who you are, okay? And so, if you've forgiven other people, though, and you've forgiven yourself, and you love other people, and you love yourself, I mean, and I'm talking about loving people in general. I mean, my attitude is that everyone is my friend. They're just waiting for me to introduce myself, okay? And I truly say I love everyone. I love everyone. And that sounds a little strange, I think, today for people to hear, but it's my attitude that I go forward with, that I start conversations with, and people can feel that, all right? It's really easy for me to make friends. It's really easy for me to bond with people because people feel that I truly care about them. And I do. It's a great way to approach life. It's a great way to approach people. People respond to you in the energy that you're giving them. It's amazing. I mean, I talk to some people and, I watch them and they're just having like this horrible conversation with somebody, and then I go in there with my energy and they treat me entirely differently. and it changes my whole world, all right? And increases my happiness, because if I'm giving everyone the best version of myself, they in turn give me the best version of themselves, which changes my entire experience of the world. I mean, imagine walking around and everyone's just happy. You know, that's my experience. Now, I know that they have different experiences with different people in their life, and that is in another world. That's outside of my experience. That's outside of my consciousness. But in my world, people are happy. Things are good. Things are abundant. All right? And so that's what I am suggesting to try. Because if you want to experience happiness, that's what it is. You're living in a world where experiences are positive most of the time. You're living in a world where you're getting better, you're getting healthier, you're getting smarter, you're making more money, not less money. You're finding more opportunities, not losing opportunities. All right? You're learning, you're not forgetting. You're growing, you're not shrinking. Okay? And that's what happiness is. So if you want those things, you're going to have to experience love for others so that you may serve them. Because in serving others, that's what translates into happiness. That's what translates into positive relationships. I mean, what if everyone stopped wondering what they can take out of a marriage and started asking themselves what they can give? How can I serve my significant other? How can I serve my business partners better? How can I serve my customers better? How can I serve my friends better? Do you think that way? I think that a lot of people don't think that way, but I think that we should try it. Collectively, as human beings, we should try this, because what it's going to result into is its happiness. And anybody who implements this strategy will experience happiness in their life. They'll experience bliss. And so, that's what I mean by today's thought. So if you've liked this video, make sure that you hit subscribe, and I'll see you next time for another thought. This has been J.R. Cook.